Hey guys, Samurai Cat here, just hanging out in Saipan with my hard guys at the back. Just chilling out. You know how it rolls. But just also want to talk about why you're here to discuss gameplay in multiplayer maps, specifically new multiplayer maps. Triggered mainly because we received these new maps from Sir Hinkel and Bazura, and I'd like to provide them with nice feedback so they can improve their maps and also improve the gameplay in the competitive community. So thank you again, Sir Hinkel, for starting this. And I'd also like to say, unfortunately, it's up to the community once again to really improve the maps and gameplay like we have with the R6. It's been around for a long time, but we've never really revisited map design or map design for gameplay specifically, I'd like to say. DMS doesn't consider it as a priority, it seems, for long. We've seen farmland for the last 10 years, village, and even new maps, but the new maps are not great gameplay, like Urban Garden new map. Thank you very much for providing us with that statue in the center where we just throw stuff over. I like to think that because the reason why is because they don't have time, because they're such a small development studio. But obviously I think there's just too many issues with AS2 in the past, which have made their development a bit too hard to spend too much time on other things. So anyway, it is up to us, guys. So if you have time, please, guys, provide some feedback for these map makers, kind map makers, and also for future map makers. And I'll personally message Instinct on all this. So Call to Arms does not have Urban Garden version 2. But I like it to include Farmland just for classic sake, all-time sakes, nostalgia, and all that. So yeah, that's the end goal, to provide Sir Hinkel, improve the AS2 community, then maybe make DMS think about it more. So what I want to actually get at is guidelines. So I want to create like a rule book on how to make a good map for gameplay, what the community wants. So put your thoughts down, even though you don't play. If you watch, because you know what you enjoy watching, guys. You like watching certain types of gameplay on a certain map, and why? Put it down to, and also what you don't like. So yes, I've discussed it a bit already, so I'll give you what I've got down so far, and you might agree, may not. Let me know. First is terrain. I think the maps need to have some interesting terrain. Not like the default maps. Some of them are too flat. Maybe some elevation here and there for tanks, vehicles to hide behind, infantry to move around, move in, move under. That'll be nice. But also consider not to have too much of these hills, because they get annoying. You can't really move anywhere. Vehicles are useless. Tanks can't shoot anywhere because you'll be encountering a hill, and lots of places to block your line of view, which is not good to have too much. So a bit of balance between the two. So having map where both infantry and tanks are useful, and terrain, and maybe spreading out the terrain to have one area having a bit of hills or a slight hill and not the whole map full of hills. Secondly is cover. Symmetrical cover all the map, such as like Urban Garden, Oasis. Looks like an arena. It's bad news. It's not good. And too much cover also can turn into infantry grindfest. Infantry spam, running to the cover, throwing grenade. And secondly, again with the grenade thing, big statues in the middle of a protruding flag like Urban Garden, Saipan. Yes, no, we don't want that. Flags. I think flags directly opposite the spawn is bad, such as in Workshop, Urban Garden. Those are 2v2 maps, basically. And again, not having a protruding middle point, like Tramway. Having the spawns directly opposite in the center. There's the tram center flag, where everyone just goes for that flag. It becomes a one flag slugfest. Good map size. I think the good map size enables multiple routes to each flag point. So Shelt is great for this because you can go straight to the bridge, under the bridge. It's quite open, got cover around it. You can attack frontally, from the side. It's nice infantry flow. Map orientation, size is a big thing. Default maps by DMS have been notoriously bad with this, like Spring, Reloading Point. It's a run to the flag, shootout, grenades, one tank, bam, counter, GG. Wait a second, counter? there's no movement for infantry, movement for vehicles, things like that. Map size needs to be bigger than the default size. But as we found recently with Sir Hinkel's maps, I think some of them are a bit too big in wide. Not only because they contain certain types of cover which enables only one tank to hold one point. The problem with that is, I think, tanks are useless. Infantry. Maybe one tank to cover 1.5 flags is the rule, and not have too much cover that will block the line of vision for that vehicle, or 20mm. And diamond orientation, flag points like frag down. I think the closer you get to the flag point with your tank, the less room you have. So anyway, those are some ideas. I think there's quite a few more. What makes a good map? What makes a bad map? Let's see what other maps I like. I like Shelp. I like Lumber. Maybe a bit of a weird hill though, but I do like those two maps. Kreuzberg, it's good variety. That being said, I'm thinking about the variety of maps too. We don't want to make it all, definitely no symmetrical. We don't want that, but we want something which is pretty too like Sir Hinkel's maps, which will remind us of battlefields, yes. And though we also want it to be in between, I guess. A bit of good gameplay, looking good as well. Doesn't have to have like, let's say, has to consider balance, obviously. It's not like having a Omaha map where one side gets a complete bunker. So balance, of course, is there too. Yeah, so that's, I guess, what I like in a map, guys. What do you like in a map? Let me know, please. Let Sir Hinkel know, and I will try to let Instinct know for Call to Arms. We don't want that to be a crappy... Anyway, guys, see you. Just going to go in Mahago and attack the British in the Philippines and just capture and make them all surrender. See you.